On a quiet Sunday morning in December 1958, Kenneth and Barbara Martin loaded their 3 young daughters into the car and drove out of Portland, Oregon. They had a simple plan. They were heading into the nearby mountains to gather fresh greenery for Christmas decorations, intending to return home that same evening. But the family never returned. An ordinary family outing had vanished into a total void, leaving investigators with no immediate explanation for where 5 people could have gone. Days into the search, teams discovered fresh tire tracks veering off a sheer cliff right beside the Columbia River. Submerged vehicle parts were recovered from the water shortly after, followed by the discovery of 4 family members' bodies floating downstream. Law enforcement reached a swift conclusion. Kenneth Martin had accidentally taken a wrong turn on the dangerous cliffside road, resulting in a tragic crash. But even with the case technically closed, a glaring hole remained. The youngest daughter was never found, not in the river and not in the wreckage. While the accident theory provided an administrative end to the search, it failed to reconcile with the physical reality of an incomplete crime scene. To understand why the official story began to unravel, we have to look back at the family's last confirmed sighting at a roadside diner, just hours before they reached the cliff. Witnesses working at the diner reported that Kenneth Martin appeared highly anxious, repeatedly checking the windows and looking over his shoulder. Other accounts claimed Kenneth was seen in a heated argument with an unidentified man just outside the establishment. This aggressive encounter doesn't fit the profile of a father on a relaxed holiday trip. Instead, it suggests the family was being watched or followed. Physical evidence at the crash site also began to point away from a simple driving error. Investigators found traces of what appeared to be blood on the asphalt, located on the roadway surface before the point where the car actually left the ledge. When you map the river's currents, the physics don't add up. The water's flow should have carried the bodies in one direction, yet they were recovered in locations that the natural drift simply cannot explain. These inconsistencies led to persistent reports that the family may have sustained injuries that didn't come from a crash, and were perhaps already dead before the car entered the water. When you combine blood on the road with the impossible drift of the bodies, the site stops looking like a simple accident. To many, it takes on the appearance of a scene that was intentionally staged. In the late 1950s, the remote Oregon wilderness was a place of deep isolation. It was also home to rumors of illegal logging and hidden organized crime operating far from the reach of the law. This has led some to believe that while searching for greenery, the Martins inadvertently witnessed something illicit and were silenced to keep it hidden. This theory often returns to a single haunting image, a photograph believed to have been taken just minutes before the family disappeared. Deep in the background, theorists point to a shadowy shape watching from the trees. The family appears completely at ease, smiling for the camera, while a potential threat stands just feet away. Whether that shape is a trick of the light or a stalking killer, the image captures the thin line between a family's final happy moment and their sudden disappearance. The investigation remains in a deadlock. The official crash theory ignores the physical evidence on the road, while the murder theory lacks a clear suspect. The fact that one daughter was never found remains the most unsettling piece of the puzzle, preventing the case from ever truly feeling resolved. It is a mystery that sits in a state of permanent ambiguity, where the truth is as elusive as the family itself. The power of this case lies in that final photograph, a preserved second freezing a family who had no idea they were about to vanish. Did the Martins suffer a tragic accident on a dangerous road, or did someone else?
Some stories should never be uncovered.